December 1970, a small town in Minnesota. The snow's piled high, the temperature's low. Dusk falls early on Main Street. Shoppers bustle in and out of Silverberg's department store, Habbock's haberdashery, Woolworth's, Ben Franklin, and Gordon's Rexall Drugs. Rexall, like my grandfather used to sing. I do my shopping at a Rexall store. What they want I got, and furthermore, Jimmy Durante, he prefers it too. We buy Rexall, that's all. How do you do? December 1970. Spirits are high, hearts are light, toes are frozen. Everyone's looking forward to Christmas. Everyone but me. I'm 7 years old, and given the season, I should be ecstatic, but I'm not. I'm worried. I'm deeply worried. I'm going to be replaced. How do I know this? It's very simple. I've been told as much. One day, my Aunt Shirley said, "A new boy is coming to live with us on Christmas." That's all she said. No further explanation was forthcoming. None was needed. I was a good Christian lad, and I didn't question the fact that I must have done something wrong. As Christmas loomed ever nearer, I was consumed by a series of powerful, secret questions. Why was I, the only boy in the house, no longer sufficient? What was my sin? What rule, what law had I inadvertently broken? It had to be inadvertent, for I was a good boy, or I tried to be. Sensitive and shy, afraid of hurting and of getting hurt, there was no harm in me. Or was there? I was treading on dangerous ground. My mother had died in April after a long bout with cancer of the bone marrow. Was I being punished for her death? It was a terrible thought, quickly replaced by one even more terrifying. Was I somehow responsible for her death? Is this why I'm being replaced? It was too much for one mind to hold. I had to put such thoughts aside. I forced them down into the dark place where, months before, I'd placed my mother's death. I could drive away dark thoughts, but I couldn't stop the calendar. Christmas Day arrived, and so did my rival. About 10 in the morning, a car turned onto McMillan Street and rolled up the driveway to the back door of our house. My grandfather and Aunt Shirley left the paper and present-strewn living room to meet our visitor. I waited, sick with tension, sick with worry. Would I like the new boy? Would he like me? Would I get to stay? The porch door opened, and what bounded up the stairs, through the kitchen, nails clattering on the hardwood floor, but an 11-month-old fox terrier. The rest of the day was chaos and noise, running and barking, barking and running, running and running and barking and barking and running and barking and running. And relief. Blessed relief. We had Pete, that's what we named him, Pete, for 10 years. He grew up with me, he became a part of the family. When I was at school, he'd spend the day with Aunt Shirley. Shirley was a retired rodeo girl, a former trick rider and trick roper. The saddle was in the garage, the ropes were coiled and stored in the attic, but she still had the urge to perform, and Pete became her audience. Shirley would sit on the edge of the bed, strum her Sears and Roebuck auto harp, and serenade Pete with cowboy songs. Come along, boys, I'll tell you all a tale, all about my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Come a ki-ki yippee, ki-ki yippee, ki-ki yippee, yippee yay, yippee yay. Ki-ki yippee, yippee yay. Shirley never had a better audience. As for me, I remember Pete, the new boy, with fondness. And I often think of something Robert Benchley once said. He said, "A dog teaches a boy fidelity, perseverance, and to turn around 3 times before lying down." Thank you.